The Tommy Campbell Show. East Wing destroyed for a $350 million ballroom. Gavin Newsom trolls Donald Trump with hilarious new satirical merch. Canada trade talks collapse over an anti-tariff ad. And the MyPillow guys roaming reporter somehow blagged their way into the Pentagon. There is so much stupid to unpack. Let's get started. I mean, if Idiocracy had a sequel, the East Wing being demolished would be the poster. Or this would work. It's Time Magazine, the new cover, well, with my updates. They put Trump on again, and he went from raging over the picture of his Mandarin mangina-tired turkey waddle to hiding behind it. Look at this photo. His placement could not be more deliberate. Hands in front of his old ball-skin neck, and then an angle that also hides the creepy blotch he slathers with Kristi Noem's makeup paint gun. Looking good, darling. California Governor Gavin Newsom just dropped what might be the most perfectly timed piece of satire of the year so far. Coming soon, new Kneepads for all CEOs, universities, and GOP bending the knee to Donald Trump. Your knees look very sore from all the groveling. They will even be signed by your dear leader since you love him so much. You are welcome. Yep, there they are on the site. $24.99 a pair, and they're already sold out. The Kneepads, complete with Trump's signature, you know, the one from Jeff's birthday book, are mocking corporate and institutional capitulation to Trump and all the folks lining up behind his ridiculous fight against diversity and inclusion. Trump supporters called it crude and divisive, which basically means the joke worked. And if you want to talk crude and divisive, I'll throw in hilarious. Yes, this guy at the Denver No Kings protest did a faceplant after berating and attempting to chase a teenager with a skateboard. Chasing a teenager with a skateboard. Come on. Savage stuff from politics making this homophobic face-planting boomer Halloween costume includes sunglasses, silver necklace, hypocritical cross. This guy didn't even try and break his own fall. He just went dead arms and put forehead to the pavement. So Gavin's latest product, mocking Trump, sells out while Trump sells out the American people. Subscribe. Dozy Don is literally destroying the people's house. Founding fathers are rolling over. Instead of lowering prices like me, America's favorite governor, he's building himself a Temu Versailles gold-plated ballroom. And the price keeps changing. 200, 250, 300, now 350 million. No art in that deal. Next week, it'll be $1 trillion. A bargain. He claims it's his money. False donor bribes. No health care for you, but a gold ballroom for him. Epstein invited to party later this year. It's time to return the sad party city Putin Palace and the discount dictator focused on decorating. Throw dollar store Don and his fake gold out. Democracy. Thank you for your attention to this matter. GCN. Trump claimed it wouldn't touch the main building, but that turned out to be false. Seems like he has a history of lying about touching things, whether it's Stormy Daniels or an ode to Epstein. East Wing, gone, demolished down to the foundation, and the construction noise will be sure to test his administration's commitment to their fake Tylenol claims.
At this moment in time, of course, the ballroom is really the president's main priority.
I thought his main priority was getting into heaven. Maybe that's why he wants a tacky ballroom, his own pearly gates. Trump continues to claim that taxpayers won't pay for it and that it'll be funded by patriotic donors, which sounds nice until you see the list of who the donors are. The list reads like a who's who of corporate America, tech giants, defense contractors, finance firms, companies that do plenty of business with the federal government. They're routing the money through a nonprofit called the Trust for the National Mall, which gives it a veneer of charity, but it raises obvious ethics questions. What happens when the people who funded your ballroom also want government contracts? And while we don't know what kind of recognition these donors will get, the White House has said names could be inscribed somewhere in the structure. So there could be a marble corporate sponsorship wall, but I wouldn't rule out entire sections with corporate branding.
And short of that, we want maximum transparency, and that is exactly what the American people are getting right now.
Okay, Mike. All right. Transparency isn't releasing the donor list. Transparency is releasing the Epstein list. Maximum transparency sounds like a Steven Seagal film about a cling film heist, or the swimwear line Donald Trump wants Ivanka to wear. Can you put on the maximum transparency ones I bought you? But as we all know, there is no transparency. They are blocking everything. And another thing about the ballroom, a comparison that keeps coming up is Obama's basketball court. People love to bring this one up. Obama, you wasted money on a court, man, on a court. What he actually did was convert the existing outdoor tennis court into a half court for basketball. The hoops were removable, the lines were added, and that's it. There was no demolition, no fancy donor project, and certainly no nine-figure construction bill. Obama even turned down the traditional $100,000 redecorating allowance that presidents get when they move in. He focused on upgrading things in the building behind the scenes, such as the plumbing. Little did he know that the future president only digs dumps in his pants. Trump is bulldozing a historic wing to build what essentially is a mini Mar-a-Lago, partly because he hates being in Washington that much, and possibly because he may have dementia, and that familiarity may help him through the day. But if you just want to impress guests these days, just build a decent man cave for world leaders to chill in. The ballroom obsession is mental. Does this guy have Cinderella fantasies? It's 2025. People would rather sit and doom scroll on their phones on the couch than be in a ballroom. Like, okay, I guess certain events have to happen, but it's not like there's not any options for these infrequent occasions. It is a proper waste of space. And even if tech companies are paying for it, no strings attached, no strings attached. Yeah, right. Wouldn't it be cooler if those same companies said, you know what? The East Wing, it's fine. Love it. I'll give you $50 million to put towards a charity of your choice. Let's just keep this part of history. Honestly, this would give some companies with questionable ethics a win.
I know a lot of people have issue with this. There's a government shutdown. They're wondering why this construction is going on. But I could say, I'm at the White House every day. There are some renovations that are necessary at the White House. Now, this is a place where our leader, whether he be Democrat or Republican, hosts world leaders. Putin could be here. You know, Kim Jong-un, Zelensky was here. You know, the leader of Finland, the Canadian president, the UK, Keir Starmer was here. You know, these guys literally come from countries where there are palaces.
Okay, that is Mike Lindell's lead reporter, Kara, talking the ballroom and the president of Canada. So according to the Lumpy Pillow guy's biggest broadcast place ever, Trump needs a ballroom because Putin and Kim Jong-un have palaces. Okay, which is true. They also have authoritarian regimes. Keir Starmer has a row house. Zelensky works out of a palace that actually got bombed. And Mark Carney's Canadian palace is probably just a Swiss chalet with free Wi-Fi. Sounds so fancy. Those who know, know. And no real journalist would make a gaffe like this. But it's like Lindell wasn't trying to hire a real journalist. He just wanted an election denier anti-vaxxer that could pass Pete Hegseth and Bobby Brainworm's fitness tests. The Pentagon just overhauled its press access policy, and it caused a total shakeup in who gets to cover the Defense Department. The new rule basically says journalists have to sign an access pledge agreeing not to solicit certain information, including things that aren't even classified, and to follow guidelines tied to the military code of conduct. Legacy outlets refused to sign it, arguing it undermines press freedom. They turned in their badges. The Pentagon's response, fine, we'll find new reporters. And they did, around 60 of them, mostly from fringe or highly partisan outlets that had no previous access and should never have access. So the new Pentagon press corps includes the Gateway Pundit, Turning Point USA, Human Events, and yes, Lindell TV, the network run by the MyPillow guy that's been sending his clueless roaming correspondence to White House events for months. I was the first to sound the alarm on them getting access to the Oval Office, and now they'll be at the Pentagon.
I think that the mandate we had for polio vaccine, you know anybody that's had polio? You don't know anybody.
I have a lot of positions on polio, and I wish we had time to talk about it, but I do have an opinion because it was in my lifetime of the COVID vaccine, the COVID deaths, and I believe the majority of them came from ventilators. Anybody that died from COVID died when they were on a ventilator.
I am not aware of that. Of course, people who are on COVID were on ventilators. People who are on COVID were in hospitals. Did the hospitals kill them? That is a nonsensical argument.
When they started taking them off of the ventilators, that is when people started stopped dying of COVID.
I have a lot of positions on polio. Look, there's one main position. It's sitting down because you're going to be paralyzed, and it's usually the legs. Blaming the ventilators. I mean, that is a new one. Now, this is Kara Castronova. She's a two-time Golden Gloves boxing champion, once ranked number 2 nationally by USA Boxing, and was a trainer on The Biggest Loser, which I guess makes her qualified to cover The Biggest Loser. Later, she shifted into right-wing activism, organizing the Justice for J6 rally in 2021 to support those arrested for the Capitol riot. She even filed a human rights complaint to the UN on behalf of January 6 defendants through the group Look ahead, America. Now she's part of Lindell TV's White House and Pentagon coverage team. So yes, the same person who once ran boxing drills on a reality show is now covering the Department of Defense.
Is President Trump popular in Canada?
What were you saying?
No,
a little
no,
bit,
no.
though.
After the tariffs thing,
Yeah.
I'd say generally no.
Yeah.
What about Canada becoming a 50th state? That was a thing for a while.
That's also a thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like that's not gonna.
We don't like that.
You don't like that idea?
It's not gonna happen. So like, yeah.
Is Trump popular in Canada? Only with the stupid. How is Kara standing there talking about Canada becoming the 50th state? Which one is she going to give up to make room? Wow, just wow. It's unfortunate that they didn't call her out on it. Got to give them at least 2 dripping Giulianis on the fail scale for that one. Now, the Pentagon, they've effectively replaced the traditional watchdog press with partisan voices like her, who will be more friendly, less challenging, and less informed about the military or national security. The Defense Department insists it's just broadening access and rewarding those willing to follow the new rules. But this isn't freedom of the press. This is censorship by only allowing people that will avoid topics and lob softballs so Hegseth can hit home runs for the smooth brainers. 50th state, President of Canada. That's your girl. Donald Trump had another middle of the night, all caps, Truth Social tantrum over a commercial from Ontario. The government of Ontario, posting, all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated because nothing says strong leadership like cutting off your closest ally over a Reagan quote. Ontario spent 75 million Canadian airing a TV ad that uses Ronald Reagan's own words warning about tariffs. That's it. Reagan's real 1987 address where he says, when someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing. But markets shrink and collapse, industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. You can read the entire transcript online. The big budget wasn't for the ad. The ad is very simple. It was for the airtime. Ontario will be putting the truth on Newsmax, Fox, NBC, ESPN, CBS, and Trump knows it's inescapable, putting Reagan's words right in front of the Republican base that's been told tariffs are patriotic while U.S. families face soaring grocery bills and struggling farms, all while Trump bails out Argentina.
Well, look, this is either corrupt or stupid, and it's probably both.
Donald, the only beef you've managed was Trump steaks, and that lasted 2 months. Ontario Premier Doug Ford tweeted, Canada and the United States are friends, neighbors, and allies. President Ronald Reagan knew that we are stronger together. God bless Canada and God bless the United States. And then he attached the entire Reagan speech. A not so subtle, watch the whole thing, Don. And even Gavin Newsom piled on. Here are the words Trump doesn't want you to see, quoting that same Reagan line in full. So you've got a liberal governor and a conservative premier, 2 guys from different ends of the political spectrum teaming up through Reagan's ghost to troll Trump on economics. Here's the thing. Ford has said the ads will run during the World Series this weekend. If you're watching this in a bar and you see the ad, give it a cheer. Ford said he'll pause them on Monday, and I'd be surprised if he ran them after that. He doesn't need to. Trump shot himself in the fake bone spurs by amplifying this. He said it was fake and lies, and people saw it wasn't. And now Ontario can spend less and deliver the same message.
We can't control the trade policy of the United States. We recognize that that policy has fundamentally changed from the policy in the 1980s, 1990s, 2000s. And it's a situation where the United States has tariffs against every one of their trading partners to different degrees. And it's in that context that our officials, my colleagues, have been working with their American colleagues on detailed, constructive negotiations, discussions on specific transactions, specific sectors, steel, aluminum, and energy. And a lot of progress has been made. And we stand ready to pick up on that progress and build on that progress when the Americans are ready to have those discussions, because it will be for the benefit of workers in the United States, workers in Canada, and families in both of our countries. Now, what we can control, absolutely, is how we build here at home. And that's the focus of Budget 2025, generational investment here in Canada. And what we can also control, or at least heavily influence, is developing new partnerships and opportunities, including with the economic giants of Asia, which is the focus of this trip.
Dude is literally about to get on a plane to go deal with Asia. It's like if Washington wants to act like an unreliable neighbor, Ottawa's going to keep shopping around. Canada's America's longest and easiest friend and gets treated like an enemy. Lames, Treem, media freaks fall for this bald pillow grabber. It's cute that you attempted to take on mainstream media with lames stream. First off, mainstream, all one word, so your lame stream would not be broken up. But bonus points for being extra stupid with your two words being lames and treem. Also, I am pretty sure you were going for something else there. I mean, I am bald and I do grab my pillow for comfort and support when it's time to rest because banging your wife is tiring. MAGA tears. I drive gas truck and I eat meat while you roller skate with celery. I guess that's why these fluffy little liberals like you. Pathetic. It's as if the guy from Idiocracy typed this, but it's real life. I like money. I'm not even going to bother with the rest because I'm still stuck on someone actually typing, I drive gas truck and I eat meat while you roller skate with celery. Am I roller skating with anthropomorphized celery? Am I eating the celery? Because that would be quite a trick to pull off on 8 wheels when you're eating a hot dog without a bun in your emotional support truck. MAGA tears. I made this show without any sponsors thanks to your tips, channel memberships, and merch. Please throw me what you can to keep this show going. Photo, his placement could not be more deliberate. Hands in front of his old ball skin neck. Or the swimwear line Donald Trump wants Ivanka to wear. Hey, can you put on those maximum transparency? Down to the foundation and the construction noise will be sure to test his administration's commitment to their fake Tylenol claims. Bobby Cat. And at an angle that hides the creepy blotch, he slathers with Kristi Noem's makeup paint gun. Looking good, darling.
The Tommy Campbell Show is the best political comedy show on YouTube. And I hope you subscribe.